First, the USDA's Justice for All non-discriminatory statement, which simply states that all persons must be treated equally without regard to their race, color, national origin, sex, religious creed, disability, age, political beliefs, or reprisal or retaliation for prior civil rights activity, and that our institution provides an inclusive space for all. For more information on the And Justice for All statement, please visit the USDA's website.
Hi everyone, my name is Brian with FCHS Rutgers Cooperative Extension of Gloucester County, here with another Family Foodie event. The program that we're doing today is made possible through a grant from New Jersey Department of Health and New Jersey SNAP Ed. So for today's class, we're going to continue talking about what we talked about on Tuesday, which is go, slow, and stop foods. And the recipe for today is going to be a whole grain pasta salad. Tuesday we did a nice little like summer quinoa salad, which is really good. So if you haven't checked out that video, make sure to watch that one. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about go, slow, and stop foods. So a go food is basically any fresh whole food, and that's what we really mostly want to eat. So the recipe this week, we're doing a lot of fresh whole like vegetables, so we're getting our go foods that way. We're doing whole grain pasta, another go food, which is really good for us. So really just any kind of food in its whole form, that's a go food. Then we have slow foods, which slow foods are, they can be a healthy choice. They're usually like minimally processed. So a great example would be like regular pasta as opposed to the whole grain pasta, which we're using for this recipe. So it has been processed, right? So it doesn't have as much fiber as a whole grain pasta. Another one would be like instead of using some of these fresh vegetables, maybe we use canned vegetables. So still a healthy choice, but maybe it has some extra sodium that we wouldn't necessarily want in our diet. So then that leads us to stop foods. So stop foods are ones that we want to try to avoid really as much as we can. They've been like highly processed. So if we think of things, it would be things maybe flavored with different items. So you're really not getting like the whole food itself. So a few examples that I mentioned the other day. We'll bring my plate into this. So instead of like eating corn, right, like fresh whole corn or the canned corn or something like that, it would be like a cereal made from corn. So it wouldn't really be an actual vegetable, right? Another example would be like for the fruit section, instead of eating like an orange or orange juice, it would be like something flavored with orange, like an orange soda. So you're really not getting, it's not a healthy choice. You're not really getting an actual orange, right? Or like for the dairy group, instead of like milk or like a yogurt, it would be like eating like sliced American cheese. So very processed, you're not really getting the actual food itself. So those ones we really want to try to avoid, as much as we can. All right, so that's going to lead us to the recipe this week. So this recipe, again, it's a quick one, great for the summertime. It's going to be a whole grain pasta salad, great side dish, or you can just eat it as a meal as well. So first thing I have is the whole grain pasta. So I have that in this bowl right here. So I just cook this for about 10 minutes. Any whole grain pasta will work. For this recipe, it's about 2 cups. So that was about half of the box I used for this recipe here. So when you are getting the whole grain pasta, it'll say it right on there, whole grain. You can check the ingredients and make sure that it is 100% whole grain. So in this case it is. First ingredient is whole grain wheat flour. So we know we got a good 100% whole grain food. Okay, so then other than that, we have a few fresh ingredients, right? And then you can feel free to use, if they're in season, use in-season ones. If not, you can always get some canned or frozen options. But I do have half of a green pepper, so I already diced that up. So we'll go ahead and add that into our bowl. All right. After that, I have just about a cup or so of those cherry tomatoes that I like to use. So tomatoes, they're not quite in season yet for New Jersey, but we're getting there. So we'll have some local ones soon. So go ahead and add those in. All right. I have about half of a cucumber that I did dice up as well. So about half a cup diced up there we'll put in. Again, we'll get cucumbers soon locally. Alright, I have like one small white onion that I diced up too. So we're going to go ahead and add that in. It's going to be a nice and colorful whole grain salad here. Alright, and the last thing, which I would typically use frozen peas. In this case, I have a ton of peas growing out in my garden. So I use some of those. I have some more here. So fresh peas are great. They taste really good. So if you are going to prepare fresh peas, there's not really much to it. It's just like this. You go ahead and open it up, and then you see the peas there. You just take those right out, and I just steamed it for like a minute or two, and then they're good to go. So you can do that if you do have fresh peas around, so that's always nice. If not, just use about half a cup of frozen peas, but I'll go ahead and throw those in. Alrighty, so we have basically all of our fresh stuff in there now, which is good. So let's go ahead and mix that up nicely. Alright, very colorful, which is good because we want to make sure we get a nice variety of fruits and vegetables. We don't want to eat the same ones all the time, and it's great in the summertime when you get like a nice variety and get a lot of different colors into your diet. Cool. So that's what it's looking like right now. So we're almost done. All we have to do really is make the dressing now. So we'll go ahead and do that. First thing, we're going to start out with 3 tablespoons of oil. You could do like canola oil, olive oil, whatever you have on hand. I like using olive oil. So go ahead and do 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Alrighty, so we got that in there, so that's good. We're going to do a tablespoon of vinegar. Again, not a big deal what vinegar you have. I like doing apple cider vinegar, so you can use that if you'd like. But if you have another preference, that is totally fine as well. Okay, and then other than that, just a few spices really. So again, it's a really easy dressing recipe. We're going to do about a teaspoon of salt. You can always start a little less and then taste it. And then you can always add more, so I might not do a full teaspoon. So I'll just do a little bit in there. Okay, that's good. Alright, other than salt, we'll do about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Alright, let's find the 1/4 on here. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Okay, we got our black pepper. And then we're going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Alrighty, there's our 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. Almost there, we're going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, which is just about what I have left in here. So I'll go ahead and pour that right in. And last thing is, if you want some crushed red pepper for a little spice, you can do a little sprinkle of that, depending how much you like. So I'll just do a little bit in there. But you can always leave this part out if you'd like. Cool. So then all we're going to do is whisk this up. Just for a few seconds here. Alrighty, so we got a nice little dressing in there now, which we'll go ahead and get our pasta salad with all of our other ingredients in there. Pour this over nicely. Alright, perfect. Alright, so you're just going to stir that up good, and then this is pretty much ready. It does taste a little bit better if you refrigerate it for about an hour and kind of just let all the flavors kind of soak in. And you can serve it cold, and then it's ready to go. Alright, so just making sure everything's coated nicely. Alrighty, awesome. Alright, so there we go. So it's all set. You can see a nice colorful whole grain pasta salad you can use here for the summertime. Real good, easy, quick recipe. So thank you all for tuning in today. Make sure to tune in next time. And if you haven't checked out the other videos that we've been posting, make sure to check those too, because there's a lot of good recipes on there as well. Alright, so thanks again, and see you next time.